A piecewise function is one that's defined by two or more expressions. For example, here, f of x is equal to 3x plus 2 if x is less than 0, and it's equal to 2x minus 1 if x is greater than or equal to 0. So let's start by evaluating f of 4. So what we'll have to determine first, and this is my input, so that means that x is going to be 4. So if x is 4, that means it's greater than 0, so it's going to fall in this category here. So I'm going to take my 4 and plug it in for this x and get 2 times 4 minus 1. So that's 8 minus 1, which is going to be equal to 7. So f of 4 is 7. When I evaluate f of negative 3, again, my x is negative 3, which is less than 0, so it's going to fall under this expression. So I'm going to plug negative 3 in for x here and get 3 times negative 3 plus 2. So that's negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. And then f of 0, you can see we got zeros both spots, but where does it equal 0? It equals to 0 right here. So f of 0 falls with this expression. So I'm going to plug my 0 in for x, get 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1 is negative 1. I guess I should put that. I'm going to have 2 times 0 minus 1, which is negative 1. All right, so now you stop it and try these next ones just to see how you do. We can check them out next class. Example 2, now we're going to graph our piecewise function. I guess this is the same one, so we're going to graph it this time. So we're going to have here 3x is one of our functions, and negative 2x plus 3 is the other. Notice they're both going to graph to be lines. You can see the y equals mx plus b. I think probably with working with piecewise, what we're going to probably want to do is just make some t-charts here. So for our first one, 3x, if x is less than or equal to 1, so we might do, for example, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and it can also be equal to 1, so I'm going to put a 1 there. And I'm going to plug that in, so that's going to give me negative 6. Negative 1 filled in to my 3x's gives me negative 3. 0 is going to give me 0, and 1 is going to give me a 3. So let's plot those points. I have negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go off the chart a little bit there. We have negative 1, negative 3. We have 0, 0, and then we have 1, 3. And we know it's a line, so we're going to connect all those. And it is equal to this right here. All right, so now let's graph the second part of it, which is negative 2x plus 3. So I'm just going to make another t-chart over here. This time I'm going to start at 1, but it's not really going to be equal. But I need to start it at 1 so I know where 1.11 is. So I'm going to plug a 1 in first, then a 2, and a 3. So if I put in a 1 to this function here, I get negative 2 plus 3 is 1. If I put it, and I'm going to put an open dot on that 1, 1. So 1, 1, and I'm going to put an open dot because it starts here, but it's not equal to that. Then I'm going to plug a 2 in. It's going to give me negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So at 2, I get negative 1. And I put in a 3, so negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So I get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you see there's my line, and I'm going to continue it down to the bottom. So here I'm going this way and this way, but it stops here, it picks up here, and then goes this direction. So that would be a graph of my piecewise function.